Okay, impromptu stream. Here we go. I'm gonna see if I can figure out one thing real quick. I think I started a little earlier than I was ready for, but it's okay. There we are. All right, that should be the last thing that I could use. All right. So, hello everybody. Tis I, Nifty Nick V, here with a stream here. Obviously. I've been trying to get back into video editing and video recording, and I figured that a good way to just keep the streams going on Sundays would be to try and do chess streams. Right now, I've been playing chess for a while. just just a little bit here and there when I get the time. No, I'll be honest, most of these are from daily games that I play, where you get like a day, or like some are 3 days, for you to make a move, and the same goes for your opponent. So some days I won't play like full live matches. I'll just log in, um, or go on my phone and make moves once or twice a day, when I have time here or there. Or, sometimes I'll actually sit down and do like 30 moves on a daily match with someone if we're both online at the time. It just kind of helps keep things down to my own pace, with my schedule lately. But I. Okay, so on the daily games, I recently reached over 1,000 elo, which I think is amazing. But another thing about these daily matches is that a good chunk of these wins come from the other side not making their move in time. And I don't I like having this rating, of course, and I feel like it is reflecting my potential skill level at this game right now. But I know that part of that is bolstered by the fact that a lot of these were just timeouts, and I didn't actually have a checkmate sometimes, or didn't have a full plan, or the game could have kept going one way or the other. Either way, I want to try and hit 1,000 elo or more on every single rating that I can get on this site. Um, and I think that will include even like some of this stuff here. I'm not sure about Bughouse, but Live 960 and Daily 960, those would be fun, where it like randomizes the board position every time you're playing. So it's not just the same kind of setup time and time again. Anyway, I'm getting a little deep into the chess nerddom here. Point is, I want to get from 850 elo to 1000 elo. That doesn't necessarily make me like an amazing player. I'm still very much a beginner, according to most chess players who know what they're doing. But if I can get past that 1000 elo marker, especially on rapid, and then the other ones too, then I think that's a real turning point in this being like just a hobby to it becoming like a skill of mine. So I want to hone in and yeah, spend the day just playing through a few live games. Um, I don't know how many viewers or interested audience members I'll get throughout this stream, but if you want to play me in the streamed game here, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see if I look at the chat and catch it. Please don't challenge me just outright. I'd like for people to ask first. And I might have to repeat that again because how many people are actually going to be watching this early? All right, here we go. So I'm white. I'm going to move into a London system kind of game. This is an opening that I feel pretty comfortable with at this point. I've been playing it a lot whenever I start out as white. I feel like I should be coming up with maybe another favorable opening for white. I've been trying the bishop's opening too, but I feel like that's less consistent for me overall. Um, Can I set my status to... Yeah, I'll just quit out of here for now, so we don't get Discord pings the whole time. Move up here. Okay. Yeah, I should have seen the queen going down there. Or the knight going down here. Attacking the queen. Where do I move the queen over to? Here? Just to kind of justify it a little? I could have done that from before. But at least it keeps away like a... Yeah, some kind of cheeky move there. I could do the same kind of threat against your queen. And honestly, I think I'll take it, as long as I see it. Okay. Hey, Felice. My cat's here. I hope she does not step on anything that ruins my computer setup. No, 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 no. Get away from there. Thank you, kitty. Hey, Felice. Just settle down here. This is gonna cut into my time. I feel like I still will have enough. No, Felice. Okay. Hold on. I don't know if this is messing up anything on the stream, but just... She's able to step on my like monitor input and mess it around so that I can't see anything. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think about what my plan is moving forward from here, because I think you're going to castle like that. But what can I do leading up to that? Maybe I could try to threaten a mate. The mate being right here. Get on this square and attack, and can't go that way because it's defended. Okay, so that worked to get a response. Now if I go here, Felice, no, 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 no. Don't step on that. And then here, and I take your rook. Nice. I've seen that in a puzzle setup a few times. Like that was an exact puzzle that I've run on this site before. The training pays off, I tell you. Okay. I'm trying to think about what's next after this point. Because, there's a few exposed pieces still. But I need to clear out some of the board too. Like, if I could get rid of some of these pawns, especially this one, because it's just on its own, then I could, like, try to create a diagonal attack against the king in this kind of position. So I'm going to run with this a little bit more, see where it can get me. Okay, not too far. Not yet. What if I go here and then push up like that with my rook? Okay. What if I pop up here with my bishop and create like a diagonal threat? I know that at the moment you'd be winning that trade, but what if you feel like you got to move your knight still? Yeah. And now, I'm gonna force a queen trade. Just, yeah. Shut it down. Keep moving. Take that knight. And now, my main goal is to get one of these pawns up to the end. I think I can do it. I just gotta shimmy myself around the right way. Okay. Do this, and then if you en passant, I'll take here. Yep. Oh, am I not able to move the rook to take it? Because it's... Oh, that's why. That was a little short-sighted of me. Yeah, removing that defender. Well, I still think this is an okay endgame to be engaging in right now. I just need to move up with this pawn. Here. Do you want to take? Do you want to take my... No? You're not taking my nair. You know what? I don't really know what I was expecting from that move. I thought you would move back, I guess, because my king needs to move forward still. Okay. Let's get back over here. Sure. I'll trade. And then you're shutting down any hopes that I have of promoting this pawn up, as long as you keep your king there. So what can I do with the rest of my pawns to try and break through the line of defense here? Because I need one to punch through, like, ideally to the left. Okay, first, I need to stop the king from getting involved in this. Because if the king moves here, that just kind of blows things up already. Okay. I have to respond like this to keep like a little diagonal going. Okay, you're backing up. If you go far enough, I could push this pawn too. Come on. Come on. Just move. Move out of there. Move your king out. So that I can take this pawn and keep pushing this one. You wanted to go after these pawns. I saw it with your king. You totally... That was your plan. Okay. Here we go. They're going to get the queen first, but I'm going to get the check first. And now... should I push the queens out? Or do I find a way to checkmate with 2 pawns and a queen? I feel like this is a winning endgame as long as I can keep the control of the match. I can't go forwards because your queen's in the way, so my king couldn't be involved in this checkmating plan. My queen and these pawns have to do it alone. Okay. If I move up here... okay, I'm going to move up here. I think this is the best move. I don't see any way for them to like, okay, that's the only way. And now I get to move my king closer, which means king becomes part of the attack. Okay. If I move my king here, that's not going to be good because of the check that comes from here. So I have to move my king back and stay off of the diagonal that the queen can be lost on. And if this is how you want to move to take out the queen, then sure, we'll do it. And then if you want to go after that, you know, that spare piece there. Okay, and then I can win this endgame, straight up. Because I can just guard this pawn the whole way up. There is no way for you to stop it unless you resign. At least I think there wasn't a way, right? Like I go up here, you're forced to go there. Nah, I just take it, and then I can win that end game. Alright, good game. Nice first win to start the stream off on. I definitely feel like I made some mistakes here, but very nice match. Chess. Yes, hello, Dia. Thank you for tuning in. Everything's fine? Alright, thank you for letting me know. Alright. I don't know how many games I want to go to. Maybe I'll stick to like, I want to say 5 games, 5 to 10 games. I feel like that's a good daily goal. So that's game 1 for the stream here. We'll see how many more I want to do. But ideally, we end on more wins than losses. All right? So if I ever get to a point where it's like tying, I feel like that's a good place to end it. So game number 2. Ooh, we got a queen's pawn opening. Let's go the gambit. England gambit. Now, the thing is, I don't actually know how to play the England gambit. So we're gonna go here. And we're gonna figure out what the hell else needs to happen along the way. Okay. That's weird, but okay. Alright, so trying to defend this. I guess I'll add another attacker. Why not? Felice, no, please. Please, no. No, cat. No, get away. Thank you, girl. You're okay right there. You're okay. The thing with this pawn here is that it's the only thing separating our queens from seeing eye to eye. So the moment this pawn goes, it becomes like a take for the queen, pretty much. So what do I do from here? Probably want to back this up with another pawn. I'm okay with that, because it can let me develop my knight if you take it, without having a risk of you pushing the pawn this way. Assuming you take that way at all, you might not actually engage with that. But I feel like you might have to at this point. There's so many forces attacking this one pawn. Oh, let's see. Oh, bringing in your queen. Aight. Let's see. What if I defend with the knight? Bring the knight over here to defend this knight. I would like to threaten the queen just with that bishop somehow, but currently that's not gonna be happening, Felice. Okay, that's under control. Um, what if I threatened like this? Knight to b4. Because now, I mean, what are your queen's options, right? You're kind of boxed in. You do have this square as an escape, and you take that. But, like, now I could start trying to sneak behind this back line a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to threaten the queen again. Try and spare this knight for now. See if I can reposition somewhere better once the queen moves, and it looks like the answer is yes. Because now I can check here and get this rook in a nice fork. Nice. That was a good push. Okay. Question. Do I take the rook or go for something bigger? What would be bigger? Check, and then I take the queen, but then your knight's defending it, so that's not the greatest move. Yeah, take out that fucking rook. It's just focus on the simplest answer here. And if your king stays there, then hell, I'm gonna go back down here and just take that bishop. Although, should that be the response now? Because you could take this pawn. I feel like there could be a way to get mate in enough moves. I'm just trying to think of like what the way would be. Because this square is dangerous. This one, too. If I move back here, then that kind of takes more out. Okay, say I move back here. Then I'm threatening this square, that square. No, it's not really enough to do anything yet. I should just try to defend over here. And I'll do it like so. Okay. Now I'm definitely going to hit you with that knight check. Because why not? The bishop's right here. And I could just take it and be done with worrying about this knight. What? I thought for sure you'd move in closer. I always like reconsidering the plan every time a move is made, to be honest. It feels very like new opportunities can always happen whenever something goes slightly off of what I was expecting it to. Um, but in this case, I think I will just stick with that bishop take. I have the time for it too, right? Like I got 5 minutes pretty much left on the clock. I'm not too worried about um, time being what gets me out here. I'm more worried about them kind of doing the same stuff to me though. Okay. You're not taking the You're not taking the knight? What? Why? Okay. I'll keep my knight then. If you want to take my bishop, I'll take you. Yeah, let me keep it. Sure, just let me get away with taking away 2 of your pieces with 1 knight. And now this knight can go even more powerful. Because you let it live. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Um. Whew. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? I just get to fork your queen. I don't care what happens next. Yeah, I take your queen or you resign. That's a clean win if I've ever seen one. Man, that person, they were playing okay. They were pushing a lot of attacks though and not trying to set up tactics. Like I managed to beat them on the tactical front every time. I could see what they were trying to set up. This guy could not see what I was trying to set up. Right here, should have just taken the knight. Instead, tries to go against my queen. And it's not even a fork. I think you were trying to go here to threaten and then take my rook. And you wanted to get my queen out of this rank. That, or you were planning to go here to take out the knight with the queen. But anyway, still did not take the knight, by the way. Had 2 opportunities to take the knight. Didn't take it either time because they were so focused on the offensive. And this, it really, I know I went with this knight, but it literally could have been the same knight that this dude let escape that went on to then fork the queen too. That would have been funnier actually. I should have seen that. That's a newbie level miss right there. Clowning on the opponent even harder. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's 2 wins down. 2 for 2 going into game 3. Um Again, gonna start with that good old London London system. Okay, it's gonna be a weird looking London system, but it still works. Or maybe it's gonna be something entirely different because this opponent knows something I don't. I guess we'll see. It's turning out a lot different than I was expecting for the start of this match so far. Old Benoni defense. I might have to look at that. That might be an actual like London counter. Okay. I think I'm doing okay at holding control of the center early on here. The one glaring weak spot I see is this pawn after like an attack like this. but because you didn't attack the knight first, I'm going to put this pawn in, and now I feel a lot more confident within this kind of a position. Oh, for sure, I'm feeling confident within this kind of a position. You're going to either yoink your knight right on back, or you're losing your knight. Those are your only two options. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for putting your knight back there. Boop. I'm just gonna add another attacker to it real quick. Just double threat. And we're gonna follow that up with a triple threat, hopefully. Unless they move their pawn down here, that would be the only way to defend against that. But I'm pretty sure they're looking more at how to like expand their pieces into the board, because a lot of their pieces are still cooped up back here. Yeah, so now I get the triple threat play. And yes, I will be making very good on this threat, assuming their queen doesn't come into defend, or their bishop, I guess. But I feel like I'm less concerned over the bishop. Why is that? Boop. So trade, 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 trade. But then I'm losing. Well, okay, so the bishop and the rook would be 8 points of material for 7 points back. Unless I were to take that rook too, but then the queen's defending it. So that doesn't feel like a worthy trade to me right now. I'm just going to castle here, and maybe we'll see if we can get this rook in as another attacker on this side, or just make some sort of different play here. Let's see. I mean, maybe we just make some sort of different play here. Okay. I'm gonna hop over here now. The idea is I want to just do little movements to try and push up further. I feel like I need to protect this square with something else, though, before I can really make that advancement happen. And you're pushing on the offensive. Okay. If I take this pawn, I'm opening up that rank, or that file for the rook here. So I'd rather trade like this. And if your queen takes, sure, I could try to do some sort of threat on it later, but but if you're okay, if your pawn takes, then you are leaving your center open, and all of a sudden I have another kind of game plan going on here. Okay. I feel like I have to advance this pawn. Yeah. Even if you're planning to like take or threaten, double threaten. But yeah, this actually does help defend against an attack against my queen here. Because if the bishop takes this, I have multiple ways to to cause a check that moves the game in my favor. In fact, yeah, if you try to attack my queen right now, I think I can get you into like a mate in 2 scenario. That is, ooh. Well, because of this knight here, I don't think that's actually the case. It would get close, but if you saw that you could take with the knight here, then you would block this check and line of attack from happening. The mate I was seeing was this rook, this this rook, and then get this queen on the diagonal with this bishop being out of the way and the king being over here. That was the potential mate. And even then, I think that had flaws in his plan, but still not letting this go, huh? Okay. I'll just move the pawn up a little bit further then. Yeah, why not? You should play on Lichess. Yeah, I do have a Lichess account too. I don't play on it as often, but I do think it's a better site in some ways for training, like the puzzles they got and such. This is where I've been, playing for 450 days in a row. Over the last 2 years, I've really dedicated a lot of time to learning how to play on this site. So I think I'm going to stay on chess.com here for this quest to 1,000 elo. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 ba. What do I do? Do 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 do. Do I move you or you? Or do I go something like this and then that and then blah? But I need the queen here to go ba da da. Actually, that could be a good idea. If I move the queen here, cut off this diagonal, and then just focus on trying to get one of my knights to like support this square, that could happen. So I am going to take that knight right now. Just eliminate that variable from being an issue. You can take with queen or bishop. I'll work around either one of them. I would prefer that you take with the bishop, though, personally, because I feel like that'd be a bit easier to work around. I do have to get that queen to move too, though, if I want this idea to work. So, I don't know, there's a few moving parts that still need to be settled out on this one, but I think I'm coming into this with more of a plan than my opponent might be. So I'm kind of banking on that at the moment. As long as I guess at this point, yeah, this bishop, if it moves now, it's kind of nasty. But you took with the, okay, cool. Yeah, I figured you wouldn't let a pawn stay up there. But now if you move your bishop here, that actually does look kind of bad for me, depending on where it goes. So that's why I need to move my queen down here now to get that diagonal right and get it out of the line of sight. Okay. Plan of attack. So somehow I need to get one of my knights to stand where this black bishop is. Just gonna take with the knight, why not? And to also get the queen to move out of the defensive position here. I guess we'll see how possible this is. I don't know. Maybe I have a different, better idea. I'm seeing if I put the queen here. Oh wait, well, never mind. Maybe never mind. Let's see. If I go here with my queen and threaten this space with the rook on it, if you don't take the initiative, I can secure both rooks. There are ways for you to defend this, but your time is starting to run out more. So unless you have a longer term plan that you're really seeing and striving for here, it might be. I think they're trying to go for this diagonal here with their queen and black bishop. That might be their play for a potential mate, but I don't see it working in their favor right now. My knight here is still defending that spot and also has this rook defended against like a back rank mate. Bleh. So yeah, as long as I keep some good defenses here, I'm okay with that trade. That's what I was going for. Okay, now if I put the rook up here, is that better than if I were to put the rook on any other square? Because it's threatening this rook trade, which can pin your knight or your king in even more. Or I could take a free. Well, no. No, actually, I need to defend against a back rank mate. That's what I need to do. I need to make sure I don't get mated here in one turn. Or 2 turns, rather, but yeah, that has to be my move. I didn't have any other option. Well, I mean, I had a few other options, some of which included losing. Let's see. Okay. If I I wish I could have taken that bishop. That would have been such a free bishop, but unfortunately it just wasn't meant to be. I guess I could try going on my original plan, right? Trying to get the knight here. How do I do that? Where does the knight have to be in order to make jumps over to there? I mean, it's so many jumps away, and this right here, this is the only safe jump. Unless I move the pawn up. But even then, it's not guarded. Okay. I'm going to move a pawn up. And try to break these 2 pawns a bit more. So that I can check the king here on these ranks. Or the files, I mean. We are both running critically low on time. Well, not critical, but it's getting there. We're going to have to start really moving if we don't want to get timed out. But I fortunately have well over a minute and plenty of experience playing Bullet and Blitz, where I feel okay with my ability to make some quick decisions. It's not like I have 0 time to dwell on the next few moves here. Wow, this opponent's really thinking on this move. I I guess I don't blame them, but like yeah, starting to run out of time. There's the buzzer, which is gonna signal a move from them. I'm gonna take that pawn, and then I'm gonna take that bishop, because at this point we're in the endgame territory, right? So I just need to focus on closing this out by trying to whittle down an endgame situation. Okay. If I go here, okay, you could have had a nasty little situation there if you were smart about it. Okay, if that's fine with me, I'll just move down here. And then scoot behind that. Take the pawn while I'm at it. Just keep moving, man. Just keep moving. Name of the game right now. Okay, you didn't want a queen trade. That's fine. What's your move? What are you trying to do here? Do you have any plan? Because as long as I don't like compromise my queen, it feels like I'm in a pretty winning situation here. You're just gonna run out of time. I don't want it to go to repetition though. I don't want to draw by repetition. I want to win by timeout. And I gotta guarantee that happens. Oh my god. No, I don't have any kind of checkmate, but I could just mate, like check like that, and then I could do the reverse bullying on them until I win. Alright, cool. That's another 3 in a row. 3 wins in a row to start off this stream. That's a nice hot streak we got going on here. Oh, hi, I got more viewers now. Hey, thanks. Welcome in, everyone. What time format is it? This is a 10-minute rapid. There's no time return or anything. I'm trying to get to 1,000 elo on all of my chess ratings, so in the future, I'm hoping to... it all started with me getting over 1,000 on daily recently. So now I want to do it on first rapid because it's the closest one, and I feel like the one that I'm, I've been playing rapids since the start. But I also at some point want to go back and do blitz to 1,000 and then bullet to 1,000. So this is just the start of like me trying to get back into streaming every Sunday here. I think I'm gonna just try to play 5 to 10 chess matches every Sunday to like keep up a weekly pattern and habit. So to all of you guys who are like leaving suggestions to like my games and such, I'm not going to be looking at the comments during the games. I want everything that I do during the game to be my own like thought process and everything. But I will look at the comments afterwards. So if you can like, if you have advice or something that I should have done differently, you can put in like the move and your suggestion, and I'll go back and look and see like if there's something I really could have done better. Like this person was suggesting Queen D7 is good. I'm not entirely sure where Queen D7 was gonna be. So it'd be nice to kind of. I do want to go back and analyze these games more too. So first time watching, can I know a little bit of your chess story? Sure thing. So I started playing chess. Um, well, I mean, a long while ago. I joined chess.com in July of 2024. And I have a 450 plus day streak in chess.com right now, mostly because of the daily games. Um, and yeah, I've just been trying to learn a lot more about the tactics and everything. Um, I I remember in elementary school, my first encounter with chess was like an 8-player tournament that was held in our class. Um, and I managed to get past the first round, but then lost the very next one. I have no clue if anyone in my class ended up being like a 1,000 elo prodigy or whatever. But it just intrigued me at the time. And throughout school, I would find teachers and friends to keep challenging. There was one teacher in particular who I had like a study period with, and he would always offer to play chess with anyone who wanted to. And time again, he would just keep playing us and win very consistently. But one time I did have a game where I managed to beat him with a rook and queen endgame into checkmate. So that's where I learned a lot more about the basics of how the pieces move. Um, and then a few years ago, um, I rewatched the Queen's Gambit on my own um, when I was starting to get into chess here, and I forgot how much it was about like the protagonists getting over their drug addiction and such too. And this was during a time of life where I was also going down that darker path of like getting a smoking all day every day and just kind of wasting away my time. So I replaced that with playing chess. Um, Chess has literally helped build a new and better habit for myself, and that was when I made that dedication to like quit smoking and use chess to get off of it. That was around here in March, and then I spiked up like another 150 elo over the span of a week or two while I was sobering up. And I've just been trying to keep getting better since then. You can see some of the other big spikes in performance that I've got. So I think that I can definitely capable of reaching 1,000 elo. I just haven't put in the time to rapid games to reach that benchmark. Um, so that's what I'm trying to do with these streams now. And yeah, I'm hoping that you guys enjoy seeing me play every once in a while. If you want to tune back in, feel free to subscribe or follow. I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep going on with the games for now. Got 3 down. I'm gonna see if I want to keep going after 2 more at least. Three wins to start off the day, and going for a 4th with a Caro-Kann defense opener. It's my favorite one to play as the black pieces. I've been drilling this one in my routine a lot, so I feel very familiar with how this one can start out in a variety of ways. Um, let's see. Um, on that topic of playing chess to stay sober, I streamed on 420 last year, 42 games in a row to stay sober on 420. That's the most amount of chess I've ever played in a day, and it was the longest stream I've ever done too. So if you want to go check that out, it's on YouTube. I play a lot of different time formats and just get crazy with it towards the end. I feel like I'm already. I don't think I should have castled there. I'm regretting that castle. It just felt like the instinctual thing to do. Okay, you castled there too. Maybe it's not so bad now. What is my plan from here? I was just kind of gabbing while going through the motions on the opener, but now I really need to think about this. I think I want to push a pawn up here. One of these two pawns should go up here to take this pawn, and then I could like free up the diagonal here. I could even move my queen out and try to like threaten on that diagonal later. But if I go right up here now, it's undefended. So I want to bring my knight in there to try and defend this square. Okay. That's going to open up this side of the board a lot, which is a little scary, but their white squared bishop is already gone, so their queen is the only piece that could threaten. Oh, wait, no, I'm blind. It's the dark squared bishop that's gone. Okay, so this diagonal is especially vulnerable, but I think that's all right. I think I just keep moving up with this for now. Yeah, I wish I had held off on castling. I actually wish I'd held off, because then I could have like gone this way and been safe in a little fort. I wouldn't have had many pawns to attack with on the other end, but I feel like I'd at least be able to win more of the defense, which, like, I am playing the Caro-Kann defense, but maybe I don't need to be as defensive all the time if my opponent's just gonna blunder a knight for me. Okay, what next? What next? Any other pieces you want to give to me? Let's see. I'm already starting to try and develop like a checkmate plan here, right? Because this, I don't know, if I can get my knights and the, oh, okay. If I bring this knight in to check the king, what does that do for me? Does it do anything helpful? It stops the rook from being taken immediately. I don't think it helps much more than that, but if I move my queen here, that could stop this rook from being taken either way. So I think I'm going to move the queen and just try to get into a very, very heavy striking position, going for some sort of checkmate idea in the back rank here. And just pray to God that they don't find a way to break it up, because if they do, my king is sitting here with like nothing defending it. Oh God, there's so much open space. It's like a basketball court for the king. Out here playing tennis with the peasants while the rest of them are out waging war. Okay. Oh, they forked their queen. And they resign immediately after forking their queen. That is going to be a 4th win in a row for the stream today. Oh, fun match. uh, nice background. Been there with smoking a lot of weed and time went by. I can help you out of it if you have questions. I'm like 1800 on Rapid and been playing some time. Also, I need to like... The background of these boxes should be a different color. Hold on. But thank you for showing interest in the stream and my story. Yeah, if you got anything that you see in these games that you want to point out, feel free to do so. I guess I'll play around with this box later. I don't need to mess around with this too much right now. Yeah. So if you got any tips that you see during the game, I'll gladly take them. But at the moment, I think I'm doing okay. Massive W indeed. Taking home the win on this one. That is going to be 4 in a row. Now I'm getting nervous going into number 5. Oh gosh. Okay. I want to try the Bishop's opening this time. Because I tend to try and go for the London system all the time. But I think it's helpful to branch out and have at least like 2 or 3 openings on each piece that I can start out with. Is moving the bishop here a good idea for the bishop's opening? Like going for an early attack like this. It does threaten to double up pawns right away, but they're both in the center, so I feel like that's not as bad, because you can even it out later. I'll do it. And then if they want to trade, they can. It also helps give me a read on what kind of player this guy is, like if they immediately go for the takes, or if they want to leave that tension up. And this player did not want to leave that tension there. So, do I want to take with the pawn? Or do I want to save my bishop and then let them take? But then that would open up... I feel like I need to take with the pawn once. You're probably gonna... Yeah. I was thinking it would be with the pawn. I was hoping it wouldn't be the knight. But if it was the knight, I probably would have traded. Anyway. I'm going to save my bishop here. Just dip back a little bit. And then I'm going to take this pawn. And I should probably castle next turn. Assuming that nothing's in super immediate danger. I don't like that as a play against me. Because even if I do castle here, it's going to hit. So I'm going to just move that pawn up to defend it. Okay. I guess my queen's here as a defender too. I kind of forgot about that. Anyway, now I'm castling. For sure, I have to. Oh, wait, it was this pawn, right? So if you could... Yeah, so the queen was irrelevant in that case. I don't know how far my opponent can see with some of these offensive ideas that I come up with. I think that's the interesting part of playing at this level. There's definitely some skilled players that are really taking hold of the tactics, and there's others that just fumble it, myself included. I've been known to have a good few fumbles here and there, as do all chess players, but I'm gonna just add another attacker, I guess. Yeah. Why would you move that pawn? That's just a free knight, right? I think that's just free knight and then threaten the queen. See where else we can go from there. Okay. I think I want to take this pawn and then bait that knight into getting out of there. Because then I can open up a lot more room for my queen to move on this side of the board. And I could potentially set up some kind of mate attacking idea. It also keeps this knight defended and pressure on this square with my bishop. Okay, now they take that pawn. They'd been eyeing it up for a while, so I'm not surprised. I'm not going to defend with my rook because I feel like I need to keep the rook there, and it's better to just move back at the moment with so many of these pieces at the back rank defending me. It's not the best spot, but it could be a lot worse. Also, why would you do that? Why would you just blunder your rook? Wait. Oh my gosh. All right, what's the plan now? They're threatening my bishop. If I move here, then I threaten the queen. The queen's probably gonna take the bishop, and then I move here to fork between. Yeah, that seems like the idea to me. Oh my gosh. It's it's that easy, and they resign. That's 5 games this stream, 5 wins in a row. I have gone from 850 at the start of this stream to 891. It's beautiful. And you know what? I'm feeling so good about it right now. I might just lose the next game. But we're going in for a game 6. I'm going to look at chat first. It looks like you might be above 1000 level already. Well, thank you very much. On move 14, I think you gave back the free knight. Let's see. Gave back the free knight. So that knight was free, right? So I took it. Oh, I should probably get that off the screen. So I took that knight, right? And then they moved, and then I moved here. I see what you're meaning. I see what you mean there. Because, okay, let's look at the analysis bar for that one. I'm actually curious what the computer would think of that move. Well, the bar, because my idea with it was that I wanted to get this knight out to get my queen to more freely move within this area of the board. And I also, I don't know, I guess I could see some error there. But it feels like there wasn't a whole lot for the opponent to do to defend against that. But I'm curious if there was a way for me to play stronger from there. Either way, I had this endgame pretty well under control. So, feeling alright about that win, for sure. I'll take that into consideration, though. The order of trading pieces. Anyway, yeah, I want to try to end this stream off on 900 at this point. I didn't think it would go this well. Going up to game 6, and they... What the hell is this opening? What? I don't know how to respond to that. I guess I'll just try to take the center. What is this? What is this move, man? What's a Grob opening? I've never heard of this before. I feel like I have to look this up afterwards. What's a Grob Gambit? Like, what's the gambit meant to be? Okay, I'm not gonna fool around with trying to... No. Listen. I'ma just move bishop here. Because nothing's threatening this pawn. If you take that, I'll just take back one of two ways. I want to try and push into this position as early as possible. That's what I'm thinking right now. Okay, now you're trying to attack this piece. And if I just simply defend it with the bishop, obviously you're going to push up that pawn and, like, counter me. If I move this up, though, then at this point you could drive down into my back line and try to take out my rook, which I do not want to happen either at this stage of the game. So I think the best move, it feels a little early to bring my queen out, but it might end up being queen over here, because I can also threaten a checkmate if you're not careful about where I'm going. My cat is stepping on my keyboard. Okay. Get her off of there. Okay. This is becoming more interesting now. If I move the pawn up like that to block it, then that... versus moving this pawn up to attack. I think I like the attack more. I feel like this wasn't a great move for them, and I want to capitalize on that by pushing against the pawn structure more. We're just taking that with a pawn. If you take with the bishop, I mean, I got the knight right here ready to go, so your choice. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, this is just delaying the attack plans that I'm having here. But I also feel like I need to... Okay. I have to engage in this first. So we're taking back with the pawn, opening up this diagonal, or this file. If you move your queen here, yep, then I'm just gonna block with the knight and get a calm castle situation ready. Okay. Yeah, part of me really would have liked to have this bishop here earlier, just to secure against that kind of a move, or even if I managed to get a better checkmating position to block off that diagonal for the king. But this still works out. This is definitely still a winnable position. Okay, you're trying to take this bishop, I assume. That seems to be what you're planning there. Consider the following. I counter check and push your queen to go back. Okay, your knight goes up, but I'm defending that bishop now and locking down a knight to one position. Now I can take this pawn. It's a free pawn. I should castle soon, but I want to make sure that I get this pawn first. Anything I can do to, like, clear out that side of the board more, because I feel like they're going to castle on that side. It's still possible to do it on the other side too, but I want to fight against the castling. Also, if they castle on that side, isn't that a bad move for them? Because then I could, like, check. No, their king's here, not there. Duh. Although I could still fork between queen and rook, so that's not such a bad call. They don't castle anyway, so it's that I don't have to worry about that right now. I'm gonna castle now. Feels like the right time. And then we'll do some trading. Yeah. I should take the... Should I trade? Should I trade? Is this actually the right time to trade? I'm trying to think about this. My queen could escape. I don't necessarily need to be taking that knight out of here. I could hold off. But is it better to just get the queen out of the way? I'd be losing my bishop in the process too, so maybe I could find a better way to take out the queen. I'm gonna hold off on this attack. And actually, no, I'm not gonna entirely hold off. I'm gonna move back here and threaten the queen with my queen. And if you take, I got the bishop here, and I keep the bishop. But if you don't take, then I can keep playing around with this, figuring out what to do from here. Oh my god, Felice! My cat stepped on the entire keyboard. Little rascal. Little rascal. Okay. Now you're threatening against my knight. What is the move here? I feel like I need to get this knight out of here. I feel like I could take that one as well and pin the queen to the king for a little bit. And I like that attacking idea a little bit better, actually. Even if it does give up a diagonal piece. Well, you have both bishops. No, okay. I'm going to move knight to here. Because it's double defended. And, oh, I lost the rook. Maybe I saw that, I just didn't see it. But I feel like I should have seen that. Oh well. It's not over yet. They still gotta checkmate me, man. It's looking like they could set up for a back rank mate, but they're not quite there yet. Yeah, that knight is specifically just to defend the other one, isn't it? Okay. Well, I gotta just bring mine out. At this point, that's the only option. I'm gonna move this pawn up to create a bit of lift. An escape square for myself. Where are you planning to checkmate me from? Because if it is as straightforward as this, you got a lot to break down still before that works out. And I'm also surprised that you haven't castled. Are you not able to castle? I feel like you can still castle this way. And at this point, that's not a bad move, right? Like, well, I guess because of this file being open, that's the only thing they would be concerned with. Which, valid concern. Oh my god. What? Why did you move there? It's still not castling, by the way. That just baffled me. Okay. You want to move your knight. That's what you want to do. That's why you made that move. Okay. Where are you going to try moving your knight to? Huh. You're either going to move it here or here to threaten my queen and push up further into the position. That's my bet. So I think my next best move is to go here to defend this square. It is still vulnerable to that kind of attack, but I want to be closer on this side of the board. Okay. So now, if I go up to here, your queen is being X-ray attacked if you move that knight at all. And you moved the knight. Okay, yeah, I feel like I just have to take the queen. That's the answer. And then take the knight. I'm running out of time. I need to be making moves faster and trying to come up with an endgame plan. But I think I mentioned earlier that I was hoping to break down the pawns a lot more. And it seems like that's working out in my favor. I have one more pawn than they do. I just need to make sure I can defend in advance of the pawns. And that might start with taking out this rook, bringing you down to just one rook left to try and fight against me. Okay, you're going to take that pawn, that's fine. I will move my king up with these pawns to ensure that this becomes a battle for the endgame. And maybe there's a bit of folly in that because you still have a pawn here that could become passed if your rook takes that one. But I think you're going to become more preoccupied with my pawns moving forward so that you won't have the time to think about what you need to do to stop or to get this one ahead until maybe this whole dust is settled. Oh, my opponent straight up disconnected from the game. And the game's telling me we will auto resign in 20 seconds. So, I'm not sure if my opponent just legitimately got busy or was dumbfounded on what to do from this position. But I think we're gonna win another match. This might just be 6 for 6. Holy crap. All right. Have I won any of today's matches by an actual checkmate, or have they all been timeouts and abandoned? Wow. Okay. I don't know if I've actually gotten checkmate yet this stream. That's crazy. But I've kept winning. I'm at 899. I'm literally one away from 900. Oh my gosh. All right. Going to the comments now. Hello, everyone. Seeing more people chat up. We got Michael here. Hey, a win is a win. Thank you guys. A win is a win. Wow, lucky. Yeah, I was definitely, that was a bit of luck there at the end. I think I could have won that position still with how many pawns I had here. Like, there's no way I'm not able to find a way to... Like I said, I think the one thing that I was off was if this pawn was getting pushed forward. Like, if they took like that, I'm not entirely sure how to attack this rook. I just kind of focus on moving up the rest of these pieces, and maybe they lock me out of taking here. But I think I could have won focusing on just the offensive line here. Anyway. No, you were losing. Probably could have still won depending on what they decided to do with their rook. Yeah, like, that was definitely their strongest piece left on the board, and it would have been very difficult for me to take with just bishop and knight, and then having to defend all those pawns going up too. That would have been hell. Not impossible, but just kind of hell. Grob opening is apparently an unconventional opening that's used in speedy games. Ah, so it's like a blitz bullet meme opening for the lower elo players like myself. Ah, I see, I see. All right. Well, I mean, that's 6 games in a row, 6 games won. I am literally 1 point off of reaching 900 elo. I'm going to give it one more game. And if I win, I think that's where the stream ends. If I lose, maybe 1 or 2 more. I'm going to go for the London this time. Just trying to see if the London can still hold me steady as I try to cross the threshold into 900. I get an early attack against my bishop. I could either go up here and then likely get repelled back once again, or I could just accept that I'm moving back right now. Okay, you moved your bishop there. Interesting. This piece is still double defended, so I mean, I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to continue with the rest of my planned London opener. Okay, I'm going to defend that knight. If you want to take that knight, you can. That's going to be knight for you, though. Okay. They are holding off on the attack. They are purely putting that there for the tension. I am going to move this knight up here, try to attack this pawn. They're likely going to defend. Oh, okay. I guess they don't need to because the queen's already on that, isn't it? Yeah. Well, in that case, I at least want to get my queen out of the line of fire, right? Like, I'm going to do this so that I can move this knight without sacrificing the queen somehow. I know this bishop's blocking it too, but I'd rather keep the bishop. I'd rather keep all these pieces right now if I can. Seems like my opponent's not too keen on taking yet. Why would you move that pawn forward? I'll be honest, I was expecting like this pawn to come forward with the idea of like the bishop coming into attack on the diagonal. But that's not what is happening. Why would you move that forward? I'm going to push this bishop up here and threaten a trade. Because I want to open up this center a bit. If they're going to play like this. Okay. Defending with the knight. Wow. I'm not entirely sure what to make of their strategy here. I'm going to castle long side. Double up on the center attack going on here, and then maybe get this rook into it as well. Okay, they castled on the opposite side. That means I should start pushing the pawns up here. Especially because they already pushed up a bunch of their pawns, though. This is a really messy position. But I'm not sure who it's worse for yet. I feel like I could take advantage of this. Because there's a lot going on here, but I can break through most of it still. Okay. That... I should be concerned about that move, because if you go here, that is a triple fork. I do not want you to stay there. Or at the very least, I don't want this square undefended. So I'm going to move this queen down. And if you take, then I'm going to just have to take there. And then this side becomes open. Okay, that's not what happens. Trading off. What is their plan? I'm really struggling to figure out what their intention is with these kind of moves. What? What? Why are you moving over there? Okay. I feel like I have to take the pawn. Do I do it with the rook or the knight? Let's go with the rook. Threaten that queen. And see what happens. Because you really don't have a great defense against that. That's the only realistic defense. And then I could push up with the pawn after that. Or, yeah, you just move your queen. And then it's on this diagonal instead. Which means that I can make another threat against it from here. Okay. Oh, they're backing up. They are backing up. Okay. I can get another rook down here to reinforce this attack. That rook in the way, but I don't know. It seems like the right idea for right now. Okay. Moving their knight. I feel like I need to take this. I feel like I need to take that knight. So I'm going to. I'm hoping, yeah, I was hoping that they would take like that. So now I can threaten their queen again from this position. Okay. Interessant. I should have seen that pawn block. But you know what? Now that leaves them open to check from here. Okay. They are getting backed into the corner pretty hard. How can I turn this into checkmate? By getting my queen back there. What's the fastest way to get my queen back there? Through this kind of diagonal and then hit that. I think that's the fastest way. Or I take that pawn to defend the rook again and then I move the queen up here. I think that's the better way to do it. They're moving their queen back. I'm gonna move my queen over here. They can't even hit the rook over there because my pawn's defending that square. And at this point, it's a little late for you to try taking that pawn. I feel like I'm in a winning position. I'm like a few moves away from checkmate. I can feel it. Literally, I think it's one move. I think I just need to take that pawn, and I'll have it. I'm trying to see. Does my opponent see a way to defend it that I don't? I think this is it. I think this is gonna be my game that gets me over to 900 on on the rapid mode. I have to wait for this guy to finally make up his mind, but okay, yeah, that's checkmate. I finally got a checkmate. Yo, all right, nice. 23 moves, checkmated game. That was a good match. I think my opponent just wasn't entirely sure what they were doing with this offensive. It was a fun thing to try and untangle. And I think having like this kind of pawn structure in the center where it looks like a barber shop or like a candy king kind of thing. Oh, a zebra pattern would probably be a better word for it. This like zebra patterned chess line in the center. I don't know if I've ever seen a game have that before, or at least not quite to that extent. So that was fun to play around with. But I definitely found a lot more control and end game strategy in that match. So yeah, wow. I started this stream at 850 elo, and now there's the achievement down there. I have now gotten over 900 in the rapid rating. Hell yeah. Dude, I went up 57 elo points in the span of, how long has this stream been going on for? In the span of like an hour and a half. Oh, that was awesome. How many tournaments have you won? I actually haven't played any over the board tournaments or online ones yet, other than like the daily, like here. I got these daily games that I do a bunch of, and they're all part of like chess.com tournaments. I haven't won any of these yet. The highest placement I've gotten in any one of these is 6th place, which that was a really good run. But yeah, I have yet to play an actual over the board tournament. I'm hoping to get around to it someday. It's just where I live. It's kind of hard to get out to a place that hosts tournaments like that right now. So maybe in the next year or two, I'll find some time to do it. But let's see. I'm looking through the comments here real quick. Seeing a lot of GGs on that last one. Thank y'all. You can for sure get like 1400 elo. Thank you so much. My goal initially at the start of the year was to get to 1300 because I felt like last year I went from 500 400 500 level in 2024 to like a year later I had doubled that. So I'd gotten like 400 some additional points. And I feel like I could do that again, make it up to 1200, maybe even 1300 with more more time put into these kind of games. But yeah, that was 7 straight wins. I did play earlier today, as you can see here. I had 2 losses before this stream, and also a daily match that I won. But yeah, here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that we're featuring in this stream. Wow. And I won every single one of them. That's really impressive. I haven't had a streak that good in a long while, so this was a good day. I think I'm gonna cut it here before my luck turns for the worse. I'm proud of getting over the 900 elo mark, and maybe in another like 2 or 3 streams, I'll already be hitting 1,000 and higher. So we'll see where this goes. I do want to try and make this like a weekly or bi-weekly thing. Either way, subscribe to me on YouTube or follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming to both of those simultaneously. If you want to catch more chess content in the future, I'm definitely doing these streams, but I think I'm going to move into doing like some analysis videos in the next few months here too. I'm just trying to get back into YouTube and video editing as a hobby as well. Yeah, I'm gonna just enjoy the rest of my day. I got taxes to do. uh, Looking forward to see you reach 1,000. Thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning in. Honestly, it's nice to see the support and the commentary on the side. I don't know if every chess stream I do will be as nice as this, but I'm glad I had a good little crowd for this one today. Have a nice weekend, y'all. Adios.